everyone, it's Heather. Welcome back into the Paper Castle. I'm so happy to be able to say that to all of you. It's been a while since I've had a video up, and obviously, as a lot of you know, I live in New Jersey, and as you can see from the headline, this is pretty much what we went through the past couple of weeks, and unfortunately there's a lot of people in New Jersey and the surrounding states who are still dealing with tragedy right now. I mean, they've lost everything. We are beyond lucky to have what we have and to get through everything as easily as we did. But I just wanted to tell everyone, that we're all okay, and thank you all so much. And a lot of you have sent me messages, comments. Some people have even posted messages to me through eBay. All of you have sent, prayers and good thoughts, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart. And if any of you have left me questions or comments that you needed answered from me, please ask me again, because my email and everything was so screwed up that I don't know if I can find everything, or it's just a mess. So like I said, if you need me to answer something for you, please ask me again. So right now I'm just going to kind of go through what happened the past couple of weeks, and if you guys want to sit here and listen to me, while you're doing other things, then that's fine. If not, then, you can turn me off and wait till the next video. But I just really wanted to do a video of what happened, also for my own sake, just for the memories, because I want to write this down at some point, for my kids, so that they'll remember everything that went on this week, and make sure they remember all the things that they really have to be grateful for. So anyway, Monday obviously was the day of the big hurricane, and even though it was only 2 weeks ago, it seems like it was 2 or 3 months ago. We started preparing for it on Friday by moving just about everything we could think of that wasn't in plastic totes up from the basement. My garage is a disaster. My dining room, my guest room, there's stuff everywhere, and I have no idea when it's going to get back to normal. But we were anticipating getting water like we did with Irene, because, Irene was kind enough to slam us 14 months ago. And so we were preparing for that. With Sandy, at least on our end here, I'm in western New Jersey, kind of smack in the middle of the state. We got the wind. We did not nearly get as much damage as they did down the shore and on Staten Island, Long Island, Hoboken, New York City. Just absolutely devastating over there. But we did get the wind. Fortunately, it came through a lot quicker than it was supposed to, so it was actually not as bad as it could have been. Our power went out around 7:30 that night. We're actually watching the governor on TV. He had done a press conference, and then the last Monday of every month he does a radio show at a New Jersey station called New Jersey 101.5, which was our lifeline through this whole thing. They were great at informing, keeping everybody informed about everything. But he does that show every month, and it just amazed me that he took the time during the middle of a hurricane to actually drive down there and do his show. I'm not a political person. I don't like politics. I don't trust the majority of politicians, but Governor Christie, he kicked butt. I mean, he's very proactive. No BS. You ask him a question, he answers your question, which is unusual for a politician. They usually go around and around and around for 15 minutes, and then you forget what you asked to begin with, and they never answer it. But he's done a great job so far. So anyway, we were listening to that. The power went out. and then it was just the wind. Really, really bad wind. And that was the scary part, because you're sitting in the dark just hearing thumps and bangs, and you don't know, if a window's going to blow out or what's going to happen. But we made it through the night okay. And Tuesday morning, we got up and surveyed the damage. We got off really easy. It ripped the back gutter off of our house, and it blew. We have one shed that's kind of made out of poles with a big zippered tarp over it, like a big tent shed type thing. That got blown into the woods and ripped and torn, but my husband was able to get it out of the woods and kind of salvage it at least till spring or summer, and we might look into getting a new one. We went to see if our neighbors were okay, because of course the cell phone service was really hit or miss the whole first week. And they had called us, and our phones never really beeped. And then we realized we had messages later, so we went and checked on them. And they had a lot of trees down. One almost hit their garage. Fortunately, nothing hit their house or their garage or their cars, so they were good. And then they asked us, they had taken their little generator that they let us borrow during Irene down to their daughter in South Jersey, who never lost power. So they asked us, since they had their big one there, they asked us if we wanted them to go down to South Jersey and get the little one for us. And of course we said absolutely not. We're fine. And we went back home. My son's best friend never lost power, who's only about 3 miles away. So his parents were nice enough to let our son stay there for 3 nights with, light and heat. So we had to find a way to drive him over there. So while we were trying to drive up and down the road and find out where to get out, we noticed there were a lot of trees down blocking the road. There were power lines down. There were poles snapped in half. It was ridiculous. It looked like a giant had just come and plucked these enormous, huge trees out of the ground. I've never seen anything like it. Just tons of them everywhere. So we finally found a way to get to his friend's house, drop him off. Then we just took a lap around town to see what was going on. Luckily, our part of town, the main part of town, never lost power, which was unusual because all the towns surrounding us did lose power. So we came home and I saw the neighbors' garage doors were shut. And I just thought to myself, I'm like, I bet you they drove all the way down there to get that generator for us. And lo and behold, 6 o'clock at night, they knocked on our door and they had it. They're amazing neighbors. I couldn't ask for better neighbors. So we had a little generator. Unfortunately, couldn't run the refrigerator or anything, but we had a lamp. You should have seen us jumping for joy over a stupid lamp. It was insane. We had a lamp. We hooked up the little TV in the kitchen with my son's little DVD player, so we could watch, DVDs at night, and we could charge everything. So that's pretty much what our generator did, and we used it maybe 4 hours a night. So that was Tuesday. Wednesday, my husband had to go to work. So I was trying to think of what to do with my little one. And obviously they had no school for a few days. And I tried to go to the mall the next town over, and that's how I found out that the surrounding towns had no power. I came back and ended up going to the library, which I've always joked around that the library is my second home because I spent so much time there as a kid. I was, a latchkey kid, and my mom worked in town and the little library was in town, so I would always go and hang out there after school some days instead of going home. And now that we have the big county library only a few minutes away, I take my daughter there all the time. So we went there Wednesday to drop some stuff off and to see if the dogs were going to be there, because they have the therapy dogs come on Wednesday. And we didn't think they would be there, and they weren't. But we found out that that was kind of a refuge for all the people from the storm. They had tables set up and people everywhere with their laptops plugged in. They had a table in the children's room with crayons and crafts and things for the kids to color, and a little TV set up in there with like preschool shows, and computer stations on the top floor. And then on the bottom floor, which is where we ended up living for the next 4 days, there's a little cafe where you can get coffee and tea, and sometimes they put out donuts and cookies and stuff. And they had a big screen TV in there, and they were playing family movies like the whole time that the library was open during the day. So that's where we ended up literally living for the next 4 days. We stayed there the rest of the day until my husband came home. Then, let's see, Thursday my husband went with us, which I thought was funny because my husband has probably read, 5 books in his entire life. The library is just not his thing. But I told him to come with us, and he did, and he was completely amazed at how big it was and how much stuff it had, and he was perfectly happy there. Unfortunately, I couldn't get online until maybe 4 or 4:30 that afternoon, because so many people were using the Wi-Fi that it kind of overloaded the system. But I finally got on Thursday, and I had emailed all my eBay people who had won auctions between Monday and Thursday to try and tell them what had been going on. And before the hurricane, I emailed all my buyers who had paid me like on Saturday after the post office closed, and I said, here, this is the situation. So that was Thursday. We still had not, at that point, gotten to take showers since Monday. So the Red Cross had set up in a building that was right by the library. The library sets back from the street, and there's another county building close to the road. And the Red Cross set up a shelter in there. So I went over there and asked if we could take showers, and they told us, the procedure. But then we found out that one of the local gyms was letting the public come in to take showers from 7 to 9. So we rushed home, ran around the dark with the flashlights, and got our towels and our shampoo and all that stuff, and trekked down to the gym. And we got our first shower in 3 or 4 days. So we were very happy. Unfortunately, I forgot to bring a brush or anything to do anything with my hair, and actually went to dinner with no makeup and my hair wet and looking a mess. But at that point, I really didn't care. At least I was not wearing my pajamas. So we went out to dinner. We had some hot food. We came home. The house was getting a lot colder. And then on the days we didn't take showers, we took baby wipe baths, which baby wipes should not be that cold. They really shouldn't. I'll just tell you guys, they definitely wake you up in the morning when you use them to kind of take a bath with. So that was Thursday. Friday we still had no power. My husband went to work again that day, and I picked up my son at his friend's house, and she was nice enough to make us stay there and make us all French toast and eggs for breakfast. She was just wonderful. Her son and my son have been best friends since the first grade. And he's practically, their fourth child. But she took care of us that morning. And then we went back to the library, the 3 of us, and stayed there till it closed again. My daughter was wonderful through the whole thing. I mean, she found stuff to do at the library, and played board games and watched movies and looked for books, and she saw some of her friends there. So, both the kids were amazing. Didn't complain once. Let's see. Then we came home we went out to dinner again because we were sick of eating cold sandwiches. Went to Perkins. And then that was the night of the benefit concert. And we also knew that we were running low on gas. I'm sure you guys heard the gas lines here were insane. Some people had to wait 4 hours or more for gas. And since our town was one of the only ones with power locally, I mean, the gas lines here were crazy. But we ended up going across the street from Perkins to the Wawa, who they were open 24/7. They only ran out of gas once during the whole week, and they were very organized. So we only had to wait 45 minutes to get gas, and we listened to the benefit concert while we were in the gas line. And it was just funny because you see those concerts all the time on TV, but you never think that they're going to apply to you in your area. But, you know, I did donate the next day because, like I said, the cell phones weren't working very well. I couldn't really text or go online. But I did donate the next day. And my husband and I were just laughing because I know they play like the saddest songs they can possibly think of to pull on people's heartstrings and make them donate, but at that point we'd been so miserable all week that we just wanted happy songs. But we weren't really getting any. So we came home again Saturday morning, still no power. They had, you know, there were guys working all the time, all over the place. There's actually a disaster relief staging area only about 2 miles from my house. It looks like a small city with all the bucket trucks and all the utility trucks and tents. It's unbelievable. I wish I could go in there and like bake them all cookies or go and hug them all, but I'm sure the cops would make me, you know, just turn around at the entrance and leave. But Friday again, or no, Saturday. See, I'm losing track now. Saturday we went to the library again. We dropped my son off at work because where he worked had power. Again, stayed there all day, and our friends up in North Jersey, they're right across the Hudson from the city, in Secaucus, they asked us to come up and stay with them. And it almost killed my husband because he doesn't like to impose or ask for help, but he knew the kids were cold. So he told them that, you know, yeah, we would come up there. So came home from the library, packed everything up in the dark, and picked up my son. And we even had the two baby turtles in a Rubbermaid container because the turtles were getting pretty cold and pretty sluggish, and we were worried about them. So we took the hour-long trek up there, and you should have seen us. Every time we saw like a parking lot lit up or lights everywhere, we were just going, oh wow, look at the lights. It's amazing. Then we got out of the car at their house, and they have this amazing view of the New York City skyline right, you know, when you look down their sidewalk. And you see the whole city lit up, Empire State Building and all that. And I just looked at it and went, oh my God. We wish we had, you know, something. So we slept there. They fed us, and they made sure that, you know, we got to take showers and had everything we needed, and we stayed there all the next day. And then my son had to go back to school on Monday. He had a delayed opening. Unfortunately, my daughter did not have school for 2 entire weeks because they could not get power to 2 of the schools, the middle school and the intermediate school, until this past Friday. So she's got 2 whole weeks to make up. I don't know, she'll be going to school till August or something. So we were debating whether to keep my son out of school or not on Monday and stay another day, and we decided to call my neighbor. We called her, and she said the power came back on late Saturday night. We were like kids at Christmas and packed everything up. We had to get out of there quick because the Giants game was ending soon, and our friends live like 5 minutes down the street from Giant Stadium. We got back in the car, we came back home, and our porch lights were lit up. It was amazing. So then the cleanup started. Obviously, we lost all the food in the fridges and the freezers and all that. We had to clean all that up, go to the grocery store, replace everything. The house was a disaster. It's still going to be a disaster for a while with all the boxes we have to take down back into the basement. But at least we didn't get water, like with Irene. Because it really would have smelled bad with no power for a week. So that's pretty much it. And like I said, I was here with my daughter all last week because she didn't have school. And now things are finally starting to get back to normal. I just wanted to say thank you. If any of you know anybody who came here to help us from other states, or even is, a lineman here in New Jersey, or a tree guy or something, please call them up and tell them thank you from Heather in New Jersey, because I can't thank these people enough, especially the ones who made the sacrifice of leaving their family and their whole lives behind and coming from all over the place to help us here. It's unbelievable. And they're still here. I saw North Carolina trucks going up and down the street yesterday. I can't ever thank them enough. They missed Halloween with their kids. We didn't have a Halloween here on Halloween. And our part of town canceled Halloween. But the governor had said he wanted Halloween on November 5th. He made an order that Halloween would be November 5th. But I guess our part of town wasn't ready for it, so they canceled it. But fortunately, the main part of town where I used to trick-or-treat as a kid had Halloween. Our daughter was so excited because she was really upset that she missed trick-or-treat. So we took her down there. She had her Halloween, and all the people in town went so out of their way to decorate their houses, bring all their decorations back out. I mean, they did it up right. I couldn't believe it. They really didn't have to do that. So she had a wonderful Halloween. And, other than that, I just can't thank everybody enough who has come here to help us. It's been a rough couple of weeks, and it's going to be a rough couple of months, years for a lot of people. There are people that still don't have power around here. People in Long Island still don't have power. Some people here in New Jersey still don't have power. It's ridiculous. But I guess that's about it. This, I have to tell you guys, this was our savior. I did actually go out to garage sales Friday and Saturday when I was doing all my hurricane errands. And this was at the very last yard sale. It was a brand new transistor radio. It had brand new batteries that needed to be put in it, that came with it. I bought it for a nickel, and we used it the entire week. Whoops. It's also a calculator and a clock. But, God provides. This is the last thing I found on the last sale I went to. So I will be back with a eBay haul video. This might be my last one pretty much of the season. I'm 2 weeks behind on eBay and all that stuff. I'm weeks behind on everything now. The only other thing I wanted to say to you guys is, as far as donations go, thank you to everyone who, if you donated anything to the victims of Sandy, thank you so much. And, Salvation Army and a lot of other places are still taking donations. If you see one of the people standing outside in the cold with one of their red kettles from Salvation Army, throw something in there. A penny, a nickel, a dime, a dollar, whatever. I mean, it all adds up. And I'm going to take some of my inventory, and I'm going to take it down to the Salvation Army and donate it so that some of the proceeds will go to help Sandy victims and other people all over the country who need it. It's not just us. There's lots of other people in the United States who need help. And if somebody's out there and you don't like the fact that I'm making a plea for you to donate, I really don't care. I could care less. I've had a hell of a couple of weeks, and there's a lot of people around here that need help. And I love my state. I love New York. And if I can, convince one person to donate $1, then I've done a good thing. So thank you all again. You all guys are all going to make me cry from all your messages and your good wishes and all that. So thanks. Sorry this was so long. And I'll be back with a haul video. But thanks for watching, everyone. Take care. Thanks for your prayers. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye.